Okay, so here is a look at the Auspice or Auspice. I'm not sure how it's exactly pronounced. LED security lights. So has a motion detector and looks like three LED panels on here. 42 watt supposedly. I'll throw a meter on and test that out in a little bit. Meant for outdoor use. It is hardwired, so we're going to need some tools and caulk to, I guess, seal it up, make it watertight for outside. Nothing on the bottom of the box, so I can take a look and get a little thank you card. Looked like a gasket sort of thing. That'll probably come in handy. So instructions here. Motion activated LED light. Small print, but looks a little good there. I will read through those. I want to take a look at what else is in the box. So, all right. So inside, obviously have mounting bracket, wire nuts here, and I guess everything else is the business end of the unit here. I guess I just need to persuade it out of the foam. And aimable panels on the side, so that's really nice. You can get some really, really good coverage here with this. And obviously the photo sensor, and as I mentioned, it is intended to be hardwired here, so hence the mounting bracket, gasket, all that stuff. The wires are labeled for us, so neutral, hot, or live, and then our ground wire, so I'll double check everything in the directions before hooking it up. And look at the instructions for the control switches here for on-off timer, that sort of stuff, probably motion sensitivity. But adjustable here, I can see for changing the angle, and also changing the angle here. It looks like a adjustment screw here to tighten that down once you get the sensor set right.
All right, so let me run you through the install here real quick. First, picture of my junction box after I took off the old floodlight, traditional floodlight sort of fixture. First step was to put the mounting bracket here that was provided. That was pretty easy to just screw in there. You have it so the mounting screw is facing out. Next is to connect the three wires in there. The advice and the instructions are that a professional electrician installs. That is totally up to you. I'm not gonna, tell you to do it yourself if you can't, but I am not a licensed electrician, but with just basic electrical skills, it's pretty easy to do. I left out the step of doing the showing you the foam gasket and caulk in there. But once you have that all set, it's a matter of putting the little screw in there through the front to hold the unit into that screw that was coming off the bracket. Now, what I found was just being where my junction box was way up against the top of the eaves, I couldn't move the heads of the LED light up very much, so I had to get a little fancy tool here to be able to tighten that screw in that tight space. So it worked. If you're not mounting right up against the top of your eaves or anything, you won't have any trouble. That was just because my box was there and I didn't have any chance to move it. So that is that part. Here you can see how to tighten the LED heads once you have them angled the way you want. And on this side, there's that screw to tighten down the motion sensor once you have that aimed where you want. And then here's a look at the overall install. That was really very easy to do, aside from my self-inflicted problem with the eaves. But gives me pretty good range of coverage here. And let me show you how it worked.
All right, so in test mode, it's on obviously during the daylight, although it's not very sunny today, but during daytime here in test, it turned right on. Let me switch it now to normal mode. All right, so now I have it in 30-second mode for the short distance detection, and turned itself off. So now I just need to wait for dark and give a test. And get blinded. There we go. So I think I have it on set for 30 seconds. So maybe if I'm still, it will stop. And I was set on close mode. So I'll switch it back to distance mode here in a little bit. Try that. There we go. That seemed like about 30 seconds. So let me wiggle a little bit. There we go, right back on. Very sensitive. All right, let me turn it to long distance. All right, so higher sensitivity on the distance. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 10. So that was about 30 feet. And lighting up the yard pretty well. Probably would go even further if the light weren't touching the eaves of my house, or my shed. The way it's kind of where I had my box previously was really up against the eaves, so I can't quite get them out real far distant, but it is lighting up the yard pretty well.
All right, so in conclusion, everything worked really well. The unit seems very sturdy, it's waterproof, flexible with the angles for the panels to get a good coverage up and down and spread out to the sides. Motion detector works well for a short distance, a little bit longer. Obviously turns itself on there at night. I did test the power on it, and it was right what the manufacturer said. I believe it was 42 watts, so it used exactly what it said. Very bright, lit up my yard quite well. So I think everything was great on this. I'm very happy. I hope this was a helpful look at the Auspice or Allspice motion activated LED light. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.